Okay, buddy, Matthew back. I noticed on one of my other videos I could hear, sorry, bitch heard that, water in the background. If you're hearing this, my aquarium, I'm sorry, it's over here to the side. I think most of you know I have a huge aquarium over here. If you're hearing that water sound, that's what it is. Sorry if it bugs you, it was pretty loud in one of my other videos. I'm back now just to show you. I wanted to comment on something I had been asked. But I started on of course, the truck. You've seen, I just picked out some of the parts I knew was going to take the longest. All the sink marks in the bed, and there's a few more in this bed because, of course, it's a long bed. So I've got those all sanded down smooth, but I had a couple bubbles in the Tamiya putty they used. So I went back and filled the actual bubble itself with the Tamiya surface primer. So I'm just waiting for that to tack up so I can go back and sand that down smooth in. And this one I just got put on, so it's really, you see it's really wet. So I'm just waiting on that to tack up. The motor I just went through and clipped all the motor parts off. Because this one is V8, and as I said before, I have no instructions, so I thought, well, best bet would just be get all the parts here and just kind of jigsaw puzzle it together. So I've been cleaning parts up. I had them separated at one point as the ones I had cleaned and ones I didn't. This one I know was cleaned, and the heads that I already cleaned and drilled out for the plug wires. The oil pan was cleaned. But anyway, I don't need to sort them now. Headers were cleaned. But this was cleaned. So I was going through picking things out. There was a little part here that it was in with the motor parts, and who knows what that is. I'm hoping it was just a piece of sprue that was like a leftover piece. I don't know. It's got to fit somewhere. Once I get everything kind of put together, you know, it looks like it could possibly come off of a carburetor. Although there's no place for it to come from. I really don't see any place off of the air cleaner. I did see there's a hole in the top of the little breather for the valve cover, so it could possibly come off of that and go down to something, you know, come off the breather for the air cleaner, or the breather for the valve cover, I'm sorry, and just either hang there or go to something, I don't know, or yeah, there's nothing for the no vacuum for the distributor, so it's just for right now just laying around. But anyway, one other thing I wanted to talk about right now was this Tamiya Extra Thin, and I wanted to use it for a while before I made any comments on it. It is a good product. It doesn't set. I'd had one person text me and said that it was like super glue, and be sure everything was exactly where you wanted it when you used it. Well, it's not like that. It's not a super glue per se. You can put stuff together, put it on, you still have time to work it, twist it, move it, put it on. I found it more as something to just tack parts together to hold them, while you would probably use the regular thin Tamiya. To keep something from moving, you know, probably use this and just hold it for, you know, a few minutes, and then go ahead and use this somewhere else to, you know, give it the bond. And this is not near as strong as what this is. I had tried on, I think it was a little Citron to put, I think it was the engine together, the engine halves together, and this stuff evaporates. Well, it either evaporates or it melts into the plastic and just dries real fast to where you don't have time to put the plastic together, if you know what I'm saying. You do not get that bead of squeeze out glue where when you press the parts together it squeezes out glue. You can't get that. So if you're trying to put something very big together, you can't start here and finish it long, and you definitely can't go around the part and wet it and put it together, because then it just won't stick. It may stick here, but around here it's just dry plastic again. So it doesn't work for that. Now if you're just trying to take, you know, that little breather or this little tube and, you know, glue it into here, obviously that's not where it goes, but if you just want to glue this into there, you could run that around there and it'd be perfect. You know, something like that, it'd be great. But as far as gluing the other stuff, no, these parts here have all been dried since yesterday. And I did use the regular thin Tamiya. And I got my big bead of squeeze out glue all around. You can see how it's squeezed out. And you could not get that with this. On the motor block as well. You know, I got my squeeze out around them on stuff. And again, you could not get that with this. So maybe if you're building like armor where you have all those little parts that just need to be tagged, you know, little parts that just need to be put on, this would be perfect. So just so everybody know, that's what, you know, my take on it is, and that's how I'm using it. So that's where we're at with that. I do find it handy. I still use it. I've used it daily. When I put the this is glued in now and permanent, I use it right at the bottom to tack the joint here together. I just put a little bit right there and tacked it to hold it, and then came back from the top side and then ran my regular Tamiya thin, and then that bonded that all together tightly. So I got a nice bond all the way around. I've done it on both sides, and then of course I bonded everything else with the thin. I think I did right in the middle, hit with this stuff right in the middle, just to get that little bond right there, because it's very close to being not, it's like this will go under that, so you have to get it just right. And I touched it with that and held it just for a couple minutes so it set up, and then was able to go back with the regular thin and set everything else and cure it. So that is done now. So that's how I use it. And so if you were curious about it, there you go. And so we're moving along, just getting some assemblies done and some holes filled. And so thanks for watching, and stay tuned.